Daf Samach Gimel on the base. 2 dots. Tanu Rabbanon. Tanu Rabbanon. Shenichnesu Rabbi Seinu lekerem beyavne. And why it's called a kerem, the Marshal says, the Marshal explains, because the way they would sit in Yavne, the Chachamim, he brings a raya that they would sit, the Marshal is not over here, the Marshal is in Basra, that they would sit in a certain, like a kerem, a semicircle, but it would each one would sit in the place where he deserves to sit at. So it was not stam sitting. So that's why the dafka over there was called a kerem. So they were sitting over there and learning. Oyusham, Rab Yudah, well, Rab Yudah was there, Rab Yosi, Rab Nechemye, Rab Lezer, Benoish, Rab Yosi Aglili. Poschu kulam b'chvoid achsanya. They started to speak. They spoke about the chvoid achsanya. V'dorshu, and they darshan that the Gemara is going to bring later on what was the droshes exactly from each and one of these Amiroim, Tanoim. Posach Rab Yudah Roish HaMedabrim b'chol Mokoy. Rab Yudah that he was the Roish HaMedabrim b'chol Mokoy, as we find the Gemara in Shabbos, we find the Menachos, that he was the Roish HaMedabrim b'chvoid Torah. He started b'chvoid Torah. Why? So the Meforshim explains because Kvoid Torah is Kvoid Achsani. Well, if everyone started the Kvoid Achsani, why he decided to start differently? Because the Kvoid Torah, Kvoid Achsani is he understood that the Achsani, right, in Ein Torah, in Kemach, it goes all the way around also, and the Achsani has the Kiyum only with Chuz Torah. So that is the Kvoid Torah. V'chom Kvoid Torah, the Dorash, and he darshaned. What he darshaned? It says over there, it says in the Pasuk, ומוישה ייקח את אויל ונותו לוי מחוץ למחנה. And the המשך הפסוק is וקורא לו אויל מויד וכל מבקש, and בעצם the לימודus from what we see in the end of the pasuk. The end of the pasuk it says over there, ואויל כל מבקש השם יצא אל אויל מויד אשר מחוץ למחנה. That's brought down in the end of the pasuk. So we learn out in the pasuk, ומוישה ייקח את אויל ונותו לוי מחוץ למחנה. Each one who went out from the Machane, just a drop, he was called how was he called? A Mevakesh Hashem. How long was the Machane? So the Marshal beings, as we saw already beforehand, about the story of Oig Melech HaBoshan, right at the beginning of Aroya. With Klose Parsa, the Gemara says over there. Oig Melech HaBoshan, we're looking for a mountain, there's Klose Parsa. The whole Machane saw was Klose Parsa. So how far you have to walk? Maximum 3 parsois. Someone who walks 3 parsois, he wants to learn, he's called already Mevakesh Hashem. And that's what it comes to teach us the Kal V'chomer. V'alo yidvorik Kal V'chomer. U'ma oroin Hashem. Shelo yoyo meruchak elo 12 mil. Omro toiro v'oyo kol Mevakesh Hashem yotz oyel moyed. Talmidei Chachamim, she'oilchim me'ir le'ir u'medina le'medina u'lilmod Torah alachas kama v'kama, that they are called Mevakshei Hashem. The Goyen understands that this Oren, what we're talking about over here, is not the Oren Bris Hashem what we know, because that Oren Bris Hashem was in the Mishkan. Just that Oren is talking about the Oren that would come and Yoitzi Lifneim Lachrem. There was an Oren that was Yoitzi Nichnas. As we know, the Gemara is Soitet. There's 2 different opinions about it. If there was 2 Aroinos, there was only 1 Oren. So if we understand there was 2 Aroinos, 1 Oren that went LeMilchoma. Whenever they would go out for war, they would have the Milchoma. And that's the Oren. Some say that Oren was a Shivrei Luchos, some say no, the other Oren was also Luchos, ve Shivrei Luchos Minochim Oren. That's what's Meduik in the Gemara in Yume, that both of them, also the Oren, also the Luchos, and also the Shivrei Luchos, was both in the original Oren. The second Oren was a Sefer Torah, there was Oren, it also had the Kedushas of Oren. So the Goyen says that this was the other Oren, because this said it was Michutz LaMachane. Must be that this was the second Oren.
Which was captured by the Mishnah?
The second one, if there was a second one, yeah. Says the Gemara, brings down the Gemara, the pasuk, what we have in the pasuk the pasuk later on. V'diber Hashem el Moshe ponim el ponim kasher yedaber. Right, the hemshech pasuk is kasher yedaber ish el re'eyu. And then the shovel hamachane umeshorso Yoshua bin Nun na lo yom mishvitay choyel. That's the full pasuk. The Gemara dash is the beginning of the pasuk. V'diber Hashem el Moshe ponim el ponim. Omar Rabbi Yitzchok Omar leHakadosh Baruch Hu leMoshe. Moshe. Ani ve'ato nasbir ponim ba'aloche. We will come and what means, that's the pshat, ponim befonim. What means ponim befonim? That's what Rashi explains. Ve'ainu says Rashi, kashem shani zvardi lecho ponim. That means Rashi says later on, kachat al-razvini. Ve'ainu receive ponim befonim. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu came and learned with Moshe Rabbeinu, ponim befonim. What's the pshat? So, ikedam, kachom al HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe. Kashem shani zvardi lecho ponim, kachato asber ponim leYisrael. And then, ve'achzer oyel lemekoimoy. We don't be designated from Klal Yisrael. You have to be inside. What's the pshat? So the Meforshim explain, it says over there in the Mishnah in Oves, when a person is teaching a Talmid, lo yakapin lomed. You have to be with Sever Ponim Yofos when a person teaches. So the same thing, HaKadosh Baruch Hu telling him, I taught you B'Sever Ponim Yofos, the same thing. Second pshat, a little bit deeper pshat, the Meforshim say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was teaching Moshe Rabbeinu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to be, as we call it, metzamtzem his, right, koved, in order to come and teach Moshe Rabbeinu. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe Rabbeinu the same thing. I know that you are very great, but come and be metzamtzem your koyach in order to come and to give over for the Klal Yisrael, bringing back the Oron into the machne. V'shova el amachne. Says the pasuk later on over there that v'shov el amachne, and then v'shov so Yeshua binun na lo yom mishpitay choyel. So what's the Yeshua? How comes in over here in Yeshua binun? Okay, v'shov el amachne. Moshe Rabbeinu brought back the Oron into the machne. What's the where comes in Yeshua? Says the Gemara, Omar Rabavo, Omar LaKadosh Baruch Hu LeMoshe. Achshav yoimru. Now what people will say, Harav bekas, v'Talmid bekas, Yisrael matei alev. That means Harav bekas because the Maaseh Egel is Moshe Rabbeinu bekas. That's what the Rashi understands. Harav bekas because Maaseh Egel. Talmid bekas because Talmid is Moshe Rabbeinu. Harav bekas is Harav v'Talmid, as we always know. Harav is the Rabbeinu Shalom. Talmid is Moshe Rabbeinu. So Harav is Maaseh Egel. Talmid bekas because you see that he keeps away from us. He took the Oron with the oil out of us. So what's it going to be with Klal Yisrael? Matei aleim. Ima tomach Yisrael mekoymo mutav ve'im lav Yeshua binun talmidcho. He will come and be meshores tachtecho. Ve'aynu dechsiv v'shov el hamachane. And straight away, what says after the words v'shov el hamachane? Yeshua binun na lo yom mishpitei choel. How comes in over Yeshua binun? That is exactly the connection. Omar Rove afal pikein lo yotza adovo levatole, because it came out from the Rabbeinu Shalom. Sheneemar u'meshor so Yeshua binun na lo yom mishpitei choel. And he actually got it later on. Yeshua binun got the hemshech. Says the Gemara. V'oid posach Rabbi Yehuda chvoi Torah. Rabbi Yehuda darshan the following. The darsh says over there in the pasuk Haskes u'shma. Right, that's a pasuk over there. What it comes, he says Haskes u'shma Yisrael hayoyim hazeh naaseiso or nihiyeiso leom laHashem Elokecho. What's Haskes? So we turn it into a few words. Has and case. Let's see. Haskes u'shma Yisrael hayoyim hazeh naaseiso nihiyeiso leom. V'chiyoiso hayoyim nisno Torah l'Yisrael. But hayoyim hazeh nihiyeiso leom. Today you became into a nation. This was in the end. And when they got the Torah, in the first year when they went out of Mitzrayim, the first year that they were in the Midbar, Elo l'amtcho shechavivo Torah l'imdeo bechol yoim veyoim keyoim shenitno mehar Sinai. This is the I think Rabban Leib in the Siyum HaShas 14 years ago. He said that what's the pshat in the pasuk over here? What's the pshat in the Gemara? He says the same thing a person has to breathe. So every breath that he gives, it's a new one. It's a new breath. So the same thing with Torah. Torah is our life. Ki yu chayecho v'oiro yomecho. The Torah is our life, and the person, like, if he has a life, every neshima is a new breath, a new neshima. It's not the old one, right? You're taking another breath. It's not the same neshima what you had before, and the same neshima you're taking again. The same thing. The Torah is. Kol yoim veyoim biyu beinecho kechadoshim, and it's a new one. Mainly we understand the Gemara. The Gemara says this day was, even though it was the last year of the 40 years, it's keilu today because every day it's kechadoshim. Omar Abtanchem berei derav chiyeh ish kvarakoi teida shari odom koire kriya shma shachris ve'arvis ve'erev echod einoi koire. And what happened if one day he didn't read krishma? Doime kemi shalo yikor kriya shma me'oilom. The same thing if a person comes and decides he doesn't want to learn, Keilu he never learned. That means it's not Mekabel Ol Malchus Shamayim. Limud Torah is like Ol Malchus Shamayim. Haskes Ushma. What's the Haskes Ushma? Haskes, we come and say Asu, Kitois, Ve'os Kva Torah. I mean, don't learn by yourself. You should do Kitois. You should come and do groups to learn Torah. Lefi, Shein Atleira Niknes, Elo Bechabure, Ked Rabbi Yosef Bar Chanina. Dom Rabbi Yosef Bar Chanina, Mai Dechsiv, Cherev, Al, or the Gil says without Al, Cherev Al Abadi V'Noyalu. That's a pasuk. The pasuk says that and Yirmiyah, Cherev El Abadi V'Noyalu Cherev El Giboireo V'Chotu. That's talking about over there the Puronus that they're going to come and kill by Saif. But what's Cherev Al Abadi V'Noyalu Cherev El Cherev? That means the Chayav Mise Al Soinem Shetamid HaChachomim שיושבים בד בבד, they're sitting by themselves, ועוסקים בתורה. If they don't want to learn בחברוסס, they don't want to learn in a group, this is חרב על סויניהם. סויניהם is בלושן סגינויר. ולא יועיד אלו שמטפשים, become stupid. כסיבו אוכל ונויאלו. ונויאלו, what means ונויאלו? וכסיבו עשו מאשר נויאלנו, מאשר נויאלנו ואשר חותנו. ולא יועיד אלו שחוידים, שנאמר אשר חותנו. ואיבו יסיימם מאוכל. ונויאלו סורי צוין. This is a pasuk what says over there in Yeshaya, "V'noyalu sorei tzoyan noisei sorei noif isus mitzrayim pinas shoifteo." Over there, that they came was a matter. They were there. They were stupid. They followed Mitzrayim even they shouldn't have followed Mitzrayim, as the Navi was telling them. Don't go and follow Mitzrayim. Go to Nebuchadnezzar. Do shalom with Nebuchadnezzar. But they went with the stupidity. They went and they followed Mitzrayim. That's the lashon. V'noyalu is the lashon of stupidity. Says the Gemara. ולא יודע שחויתי שנאמר באשר חותנו. איבו יסיימם ואוכל נויאלו סורי צוין, לא יהיה. זה לא סורי צוין. So in this Indian of to learn with the chavuse, so there's a nice word I saw from the Binyan Shloime, Reb Shloime HaKohen Mivilne. It's a Chelek Beis, Simen Yudaled. And he comes and he says like this. If you look over here in the Gemara says you should learn in a chabure, right? Yisrael Chanine, what the Gemara says, Rabbi Yisrael Chanina, Ma'id Chsiv, Cherev el-Abadim. It says of the Haskes Ushma Yisrael. If we look at the Gemaras around Shas, we have it another twice. We have 3 times. The Gemara in Tainis, the Gemara in Tainis Dav Zayin, the Gemara learns it out over there. Ki aloi devori ko'esh neum Hashem. Right? What's the eish neum Hashem? Loi maloch. Ma eish eino idoilek yechidi, aftoiro ein miskayemes beyechidi. And the person has to learn together with a chabure. That's the Gemara in Tainis. Miskayim Yechidi. And that, the Gemara brings on later. I know the Omar Rabbi Yisrael Chanina, the same thing over here. Cherev el-Abadi v'noyalu. That's another Gemara. So the Gemara brings over here the pasuk of Haskes, that you have to learn with the Chabure. Haskes, Kitois. Should have a Kitois, groups and groups. The Gemara over there brings because, Haloi devori neum keish, ma'eish ein edolek yechidi, av divrei toire ein miskayim b'yechidi. There's another Gemara, the Gemara in Makkes, the Gemara in Makkes Daf Yud. The Gemara learns it out from a pasuk of Koyelet. Hoyev v'kesef lo yizba kesef, u'mi oyev behomoin lo yitevueh. What's the pshat? So pashas oyev kesef lo yizba kesef. A person likes money, he's not going to be satisfied for money. The Maharsha brings over there, Maiseh, the person davened, anything that he touches should be gold, silver. And then he died from hunger because he came to eat the bread, he touched the bread, it turned into gold. Couldn't eat anything what he wanted to eat a tomato, it turned into gold. Anything what he came and he touched turned into gold. So lo yizba kesef, you can't be satisfied from the kesef. That's the Maharsha says of that. But the Gemara learns over there what's oyev kesef lo yizba kesef mi behomoin oyev behomoin lo yitevueh. Says the Gemara Ravashi. Ravashi comes and explains over there that anyone who likes to learn mi oyev behomoin lo yitevueh. Everyone who likes to learn behomoin hamoinam. He's going to come and have the produce, he's going to have the crops, he's going to have it, he's going to think. So why, says the Binyan Shloime, why Shloime HaKohen Mivilne, why we need to have all 3 psukim. Also the pasuk over here with the Gemara brings Haskes, also the pasuk in the Gemara in Tainis, what we have, Aloi Dvori Koeish, and the pasuk what the Gemara brings in Koheles. So he wants to say there is 3 different levels or different ways of learning Torah. And that's what the Gemara. There's, first of all, learning Torah, to know the dinim, the halachas a person is learning, because it's a mitzvah to learn, and to know the halachas, what the Torah comes and says, to be boki. Second chelik is the svara. Person has to understand, to know the reasons, to go a little bit more be'amkes, what's the reason of the people at Aser, what's the reason of people at Matir, to know a little bit, as the Gemara says in Shabbos, right? And we can see also over here in the Gemara, but also in the Gemara in Shabbos, also in Daf Samach Gimel, the Gemara says a person should first ligmar inish vehodar misbar. First, a person should learn, even without understanding every word, and then understanding, yeah, but also, and then he should come and go into the time in the Svaras. And the Gemara in Eruvin says that Rameir in the beginning he came and he learned by Rabbi Shmuel, and then he went to Rabbi Akiva to learn also the Svaras, right? The Gemara in Eruvin Daf Yud Gimel. So now there is another chelik, and that's the chelik. He says that's the second chelik of to understand the svara, and then the third chelik is the hoiroeh. When the person comes to give hoiroeh, the person what he knows, he learned the timing, so he learned he's a boki bedinim. Then he learned also the svaras. Now he comes to the third darga. The third darga is to understand also to paskin. When he comes and he gives oiroy to Bnei Yisrael how to behave as a Ma'aser Asher Yasin, that also has to be in a group. Now, he says that these three are connected these three. And he goes through, he says like this. If we start in the Gemara in Koheles. The Koheles, what was the pasuk in Koheles? We said, Mi oyev b'homoin lo yitevua. He says, Mi oyev b'homoin lo yitevua. What's b'homoin lo yitevua? That in the beginning, a person wants to learn in order to know the dinim. He wants to know the dinim. So that he learns for what? To know, just to be a boki b'dinim. He says that he's learning ba'seifas chaverim, that's the lotion of the binyan shloime. Ba'seifas chaverim hamakshivim ba'aloche. He says over there, Rashi explains over there, Rashi says, shekol tevua shaloi, says Rashi, sheboki begemore ubemishne ubealochois ve'agodois. Why? Because the pkius in Talmud is called tevua. That's what Rashi brings over there in Tiny. So he says, the first pasuk, what we learn, mi be'oyev b'homoin, that is the Gemara, what the Gemara says of the mi be'oyev b'homoin, that is talking about the Gemara Makes, is talking about just the first target to be a boki and dinim. The Gemara over here, what the Gemara says, Haskeis u'shma Yisrael, is talking about svore. As we say over here, the Gemara says, Haskeis, has, and then keseis. We can see, the Gemara is going to say, in a minute, the Gemara says, Kedom HaRove. The Rove says, Lo ilo milmat Torah ve'achar kach yehege. Right? Where do we know ve'achar kach yehege? We learn that what? First you learn, and then you're going to go and look into the svore. So the same thing over here, we're learning the second darge of going into the svore, to be me'ayin, to be mefalpel. Also when you're me'ayin, also you're falpen, you want to see the reasons, that should also be done, bechavure, should also be. The pasuk, what the pasuk says, haloi koi devorai keish, that's talking about the Talmidei Chachamim. That's talking about the Talmidei Chachamim, milu kreisom b'shasu poskim. Now they coming to the Yoshvei Midin, they come to Paskin, they also should come and be together. Because it's talking about over here, the person is already, how we learn it out from? Eish, right? Yechidi doesn't burn. Only when it has a few groups. So he's already a Eish. He's already a Talmid Chochem. Also, when you're a Talmid Chochem, you're already a Eish. Also then, you should come together, and then only you should come in Paskin. That's what the Binyan Shlomo comes explains in our Gemara. Okay. Says the Gemara weiter. Davar Acher. Askeis u'shma Yisrael. Chatetu. The Lashon case is Chatetu. Atzmechem al divrei Torah. That means you should go after divrei Torah, to look for divrei Torah, to find divrei Torah. It shouldn't be just, a person should just say, okay, if it's near to me, I'm going to go. A person should come and also sometimes walk a little bit of a distance to go to learn divrei Torah. Yeah. Sorry? K'domar Shlokish, Minay she'divrei Torah miskayim es el b'mi she'meimis atzmo yoleo, she'ne'emar, Zois HaTorah Odom Ki Yomus Be'oyel. And in this Meimis Atzmei Oleo, there's many pshatim. I'm sure you all know that what means Meimis Atzmei Oleo, but it's not should die. V'chai boim, v'lo yishe yomus boim. A person should feel like this is his life, and in his life, he's not going to give anything up for his life, as we said before, and the same thing, Ein HaTorah Miskayemes, Elomi, She'meimis Atzmei Oleo, Meimis Atzmei Oleo. There's many pshatim over here. What is it? Meimis. A person has to die for it. Yeah, a person should feel that that is his life, and he gives up everything. And like a person is busy with his life, he's not going to give anything up. It's priceless. The same thing, the Torah should be for him priceless. Davar Acher. Haskeis u'shma Yisrael. Has. What's has? V'achar kach kateit. First, listen to what they have to say. Be quiet. Has. Has kol basar ipnei Hashem. First, keep quiet. Listen to what they have to say, and then only you can come and ask the shaylas. Some people ask the shaylas even before they heard what they have to say. Right away the shaylas. Has, and then only kateit. K'derove, Omar Rove lo ilo milmod oidom Torah, ve'achar kach yehege. First you should learn the Torah, and then you should go to look into the Svoros. Amre debei Rabbi Yannai. Mai dechsiv. What's the pshat in the pasuk? This pasuk is the Gemara means the beginning of the pasuk, and the pasuk in Mishlei, and then the Gemara will explain the whole pasuk. Kimitz cholov yoitzi chemo, umitz af. That's part of the pasuk. Yoitzi dom, umitz apayim yoitzi riv. That's just the Gemara. What's the pshat? So we go to the beginning of the pasuk. Kimitz cholov yoitzi chemo. What's that? B'mi ato moitzi chemo. What's chemo? Chemo is the best part of the fat, the gismeten, as you say. The gismeten, the best, the cream. Oh, the creme de la creme. The cream of the milk is the butter. Where do you find the butter shel Torah? Meiki cholov sheyonach mishdei imoy. What's the pshat? That he comes and he takes, so Rashi comes and explains, Hamoitzi es acholo shemot mishdei imoy, al divrei HaTorah chemohiloi. That's what Rashi explains. The Goyen explains that the pshat is like, Shdei imoy comes to show a person goes after his taivas. That's the Shdei imoy. And a person comes, and it's a brech the taivas, and he comes and he's fighting with his taivas, that person, the Torah would have a kiyum, and that person will come and take out the krem, as we said, from the divrei Torah. Umitzaf yoytzi dam, umitzapayim yoytzi riv. What's that? Says the Gemara. Umitzaf yoytzi dam. Kol tan mishekoyes olav rabbi pam rishono v'shoisek. He keeps quiet. Mitzaf. Zoiche lehavdi beidam tome ledam toir. You can have a schus to be mavdi beidam toir ledam tome. Umitzapayim. What's apayim? Plural. This Rebbe was angry with them not once, twice. Mitzapayim yoytzi riv. Kol tan mishekoyes olav rabbi pam rishono ושניו ושויסק זויך להבחין בדיני ממנס לדיני נפושס. The Goyen has a different gear say להבחין בדיני ממנס ובדיני נפושס. And both of them is זויך to come to be mabdil. And what's the pshat? So the Goyen explains because when a person comes to in dinei moments, you have to have a little bit more. Why? Because in dinei moments you have two people coming. If the person gets angry after once, so that's dam toyo dam tome. He knows to control himself once, right? Someone got angry at him, he knows to control himself, so he can pass him dam. People come, Iso, Heter, so you could control yourself. But when you have Dinei Momenes, there's not one person there. There's two people there. There's also the Tuiveh, and there's also the Nitva. So he has to come and to have the experience of Apayim. Not only once that they go upset with them and he kept quiet, Apayim, twice, then he can pass in Dinei Momenes and Dinei Nefoshes. Says the Gemara. Detnan, Rabbi Shmuel Elohimer, Aroitze Sheyischakem, or Yachkim, Ya'asuk b'Dinei Momenes. She'elecho mikzoya b'Torah, Yoisamen she'ein kema'ayon noiveya, and that's the Torah. Omar Shmuel bar Nachmani. Ma'idich. It says a pasuk, and this pasuk is also in Mishlei. Im novalto beisnase, ve'im zamoiso yad lope. What's the pshat? Ve'im zamoiso yad lope. Kol hamena ben atzmoi al divrei Torah. That means hamena ben atzmoi, even though his friends make fun of him, he's going to come and ask again. And ask again, and ask again. He's going to end, he's going to be great. That means a zomam is like a muzzle. Then, yad lapeh, you're going to come and ask him, he's not going to know anything, because he didn't ask. If you know nothing, even if it sounds like a stupid question, you should still ask the question. Because if not, you're not going to know. Says the Gemara, that was what Rabbi Yehuda said, that was the Divrei Torah. Posach Rab Nechemia Chvei Lachsani V'Dorash. Ma'idich Siv. Vayomer Shol El Akeli. Oh, this is obviously in Yon Yomer. Over there is talking about the days of Torah, right? It's the Hagdomit of the days of Torah. The days of Torah, what we learned about Torah Shabbos Zohar, right? So beforehand, the Hagdomit of this was Shol, before he goes to fight with Amalek. He comes and he tells the Keni, who's the Keni? Eini Klachov Yisroi. He comes and tells Suru Redu Lechu Sur Redu Mitoich Amaleki, because you may come and also get hurt together with him. And Atos he saw Chesed im Kol Bnei Yisrael, and you done a Chesed with Bnei Yisrael. What's the Chesed? What he done? What is the Chesed? What he done? So Rashi says over here, Shechilom Shenemar Vayov Vayar V'Chol Zignei Yisrael Lechol Lechem, and he came and he did a Chesed with Klal Yisrael because he gave them to eat. He gave them to eat when Esau came. And therefore we see always, Akoras HaTorah, the Indian of Akoras HaTorah over here, we see very stark, is Chaim Shmulevitz, I think, comes and says over here, he speaks about over here the Indian of Akoras HaTorah, how much is Akoras HaTorah, and we find also by, again we find it also by Sisro, right? Who was the one that killed Sisro? Eishes Chaver HaKeini. Why? Because they told them to come and to move out, because they didn't want to come and to hurt them. Even there was a shaila, if this Kaini were Eden or not Eden, the shaila when exactly was Esau was Mekabel Matan Torah. The shaila, they were yes Eden, no Eden, yes Misgayer, no Misgayer. But okay, they were pashas, they were great people, and the Bnei Kaini over there. Yeah, but as we know, that was the Hagdomet our Haftorah, right? And then the Shaul, who didn't kill Agog, and therefore came out Haman. And
he lost his kingdom.
He's lost a finger?
He lost his kingdom.
His kingdom, yeah. His kingdom, yeah. Kora Hashem, es mamlechus Yisrael me'olecha, yeah. Achovetz LaHashem be'oilois, hine mishmoya mizerach toir, me'aktiv mechelev remayim. Ki chatas kesem meri, ve'avoinu trofim, haftzal. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want the thing, and that was the tikkun. Right? I remember we used to have once a Baal Koira, he used to say, Umeh kol atzoin, right? When Shmuel comes to Shaul, he tells him, Umeh kol atzoin azer asher bo nechi shemeh. He used to say, Umeh kol atzoin azer asher bo nechi shemeh. What's the meh? Anyway, so that's the tikkun in Purim, the tikkun for Shaul. The two things. First of all, Shaul, Umeh kol atzoin azer asher bo nechi shemeh. Hine mishmoya mizevach toiv, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want the thing. And the same thing also, the Agog, he didn't kill Agog. Mordechai HaYehudi kills Haman, and Ubabizo loy sholchu es yodam. That's the tikkun. My father says, if you look at the Rosh Teves, Ubabizo loy sholchu es, Rosh Teves, Shaul. The tikkun for Shaul is Ubabizo vav loy sholchu es yodam. So that's the tikkun of Shaul. That's okay. Let's continue. Says the Gemara weiter. Right? Because he wanted to come into anything. What's lichvoid atzmai? So the Goyen understands because this, lichvoid atzmai, what's lichvoid atzmai? So he learns from this that what was the chesed of Yisro done? It's not as Rashi says of Eshe, Chilom Shenemar Vayovoy. This is when Moshe Rabbeinu escaped from Mitzrayim and he came to Midian. So he tells them Kirun, right? The Medrash says that the daughters of Esau came and they wanted to take water and he didn't let them. And then what Esau comes and tells his daughter? You should come into the house to come to eat. And that's the chesed, what Esau done for it's Moshe Rabbeinu. And that the Gon explains is more Gishmak in the Gemara. And now that's the Esau done it only for himself. Right? He protected his daughters. He wanted to marry her.
Wanted a wife.
Yeah.
He wanted to find out.
Yeah, he wanted to find out his husband for his wife. Yeah, his daughter. So that's Lechvoid Atzmai. He did it only Lechvoid. That's what the Goyen says. Because of this, he explains also at the beginning that that's the pshat in the beginning. Lechvoid Atzmai. So a person, Amareach Talmid Chochem, B'toich Beisoy Machiloi Mashkeu Me'anei V'Nichos V'Alachas Kamo V'Kamo. That it's a great schus, as the Gemara says in Ksuves. Bikurim Bizman Hazeh. If someone feeds a Talmid Chochem, that's Mekayim Bikurim Bizman Hazeh. Says the Gemara Posach Rabbi Yosi. בכבוד אכסני ודורש, שלא ישסאי ודוימי, כי יוכיחו. לא ישסאי מצרי כגר או איסו בארצו. ואלה דורי קל וחוימו. ומה מצרי? שלא יקראו בישראל אלו לצורך עצמון. In the beginning when we came down to Mitzrayim, right, he came, he told them, they have over there שנאמר, ואם יודעתו, ויש בכם אנשי חיל ושמתם סורי מקנה, על אשר לי. So he wanted just to have over there shepherds. ככה מארח, הלך כמה וכמה, that word, ככה מארח תלמיד חוכם וצריך בייסו, ואכילו משקיעו מעניין ונחוז, והלך כמה וכמה. Posach Rab Lezer B'noi Shel Rabbi Yisrael Glili Mechvoy Nachsayim V'Dorash. Steht over there after the Aron, as we spoke before, the Aron was captured by the Plishtim, right? There was a battle in Emek Oelo. Bein Soichoi ubein Efes Damim, right? That's what it says in the Pasuk. Okay? And over there, they came and they captured the Aron. It was 6. And then there was over there 6 months. It was by the Plishtim. Then they sent it back. And Anshe Ben Shemesh didn't want it. It was, and then it went. After the time when it got Uzzah, because he wanted to come and he thought that it's going to fall down. We learned the Gemara in Soite, so he died. So they came and David HaMelech came and put the Aron where? And base. Oyved Agiti. He's a Eid. And over there it says, "Vayevorech Hashem es Oyved Edom Agiti ba'avu Aroinu Elokim." He got a lot of bracha. We can see what was the bracha. We can see the Gemara says, "Ve'lo yidvorek al v'choymer, u'ma Aroin shelo yochal v'shoso elo kibed v'ribetz lefonov." That's a shaila. What's kibed v'ribetz? Beis Edom Agiti was a Levi. So he's kibed v'ribetz. It says in the Medrash he was a shoyer sheshier b'misa. How could he do both? We spoke, there's a Meshachachma about it. We spoke in the Shiurim on Nach, Brachot about this. Ayin Shom. Kacha ma'areach Talmid Chochem v'tzrich beisoi, u'ma'achilu mashkiru me'anei v'nechosov, alachas kama v'kamo, that he's going to have a bracha because the Talmid Chochem. What is the bracha? Well, the Oyved Edom Agiti got because the Aroin. Says the Gemara, Mai Boch Jaber Omar Rabbi Bar Zvide. Zu Chamois. What's the Chamois? That was the wife name of Oyved Edom Agiti. V'cheska lo Yisrael sheyoldu shisho bekeres echod. Shenemar. Where do we know it? It says about Apostle, Gdav Samach Daled. Hashmini, it says over there, Peulosei Hashmini. Over there it says about the sons of Eved Agiti. It says the Hoyodor was the first one, Yoizeved, I don't remember all the names. But then it says Amiel Hashishi Sochor Hashevi, Peulosei Hashmini, Ki Berchoi Eloikim. So it says over there you had how many sons-in-law? How many sons? 8. Ki Berchoi Kol Eile Bibnei Oyved Edoim, Heimo V'nei V'achiem, Ish Chel Bekoyach La'avoid Shishim U'Shnayim Le'Oived Edoim. Over there, that's the pasuk. Kol Eile Bnei Oived Edoim, Heimo V'nei V'achiem, Ish Chel Bekoyach La'avoid Shishim U'Shnayim Le'Oived Edoim. No. So how many we do? We do a cheshbon. And what's over there? How much? 62. 62. Right? Now let's do the cheshbon. How much he had beforehand? The Marshal makes the cheshbon. How much he had beforehand? He had 8. 8 children beforehand. So how much we left with? 54. Now 54 divide into 9, exactly 6, because chamois, they had 8 beforehand, right? 8 children beforehand. 6 altogether, 62. Okay, so let's take down from the 62, 8. How much we left with? 54. Now they had over there chamois and 8 kalos, right? 8 daughters-in-law.
9 times 6.
Huh?
9 times 6.
9 times 6, 54. Exactly.
And
50.
originally 8 daughters and 8 sons.
And chamois. Yeah, altogether, based over the Edom Agiti had over there 62.
Now, one second, how many children did he actually have?
62 altogether.
That's grandchildren.
Yeah, with the grandchildren.
But
Yeah.
how many children did he
8.
have? 8 daughters and 8 sons?
8 sons. They each one had a wife.
8 sons.
8 sons. So we have 8. Over the Gitim add all together. So yeah, that's the cheshbon over here. There's an interesting Masechet. What's brought down. I saw it brought down in the Chashuk Yechemetz, so Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein. But I saw it also in a different place, that the Maharsham, a Masechet with the Maharsham. Very interesting Masechet. Because the Gemara says in Soite that they had Shisha Bekeres Echad. Right? Okay. There was once a Masechet in Ukraine, that there was over there, the Cossacks, they heard a small village, Jewish people, they heard that the Cossacks are on the way. And they went to the tzaddik, they told the tzaddik, daven fast, that we should get saved. Okay, Beseder, I need a pidyon. Onke pidyon geht das nicht. But this is a serious pidyon. I need a lot of money for this. Okay, they had no choice. They gave him a big pidyon. And suddenly they heard that what? That the Cossacks decided to go around the village, not to go into the village. Psh, mamash hanes. But then someone went and found out that this order, what these Cossacks got to leave this village alone and to go around, there was bad some 2 weeks before they went to the tzaddik to ask him for a bracha. Kids, they go to the tzaddik, we want back our money. Kids, din teure, they go to din teure. You tell that it's your pidyon nefesh. Lemaisa, they decided this 2 weeks earlier. Kids, they go to the Maharsham. The Maharsham brings the raya from our Gemara that the tzaddik can keep the money. Where from? He says they had over there Shisho Bekeres Echad. How many months the Aron B'Rich Hashem was in the house of the Magiti? 3 months altogether. So how could they have Shisho Bekeres Echad? How you know it's from this? Elomai. So the guy says it was Hukar Ubra already, was all kinds of things. 3 months is Hukar Ubra, it's a Siman already. But he says that this is a Siman that what? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes. Also, Yimolei brings another line. Yimolei Moshav Shnei Shabbos is Miyad Nigolim, right? And Ein Ben David, Achiyichu Kol HaNefashos Baguf. How it's going to work? Elamai, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows, Terem Mikro, ve'ani ene, oide v'dabrim, ve'ani... The same thing HaKadosh Baruch Hu beforehand, when he knew the whole cheshbon, that they're going to give the money, and they didn't give back the money. So it's double. Says the Gemara weiter. Omar Rabavin Halevi. Omar Rabavin Halevi. Kol adoichek es asho, Kol adoichek es asho, and he's asking for something that be'etzem it didn't come the time yet for him. Sho adoichaktoi. He's going to die before the time. V'chol anidche mipnei asho. He's waiting. He's not that. Sho nidches miponov. He's going to die a little bit longer. Mide Rabbe ve'Rav Yosef. Where do we see it? The Rav Yosef, Sinai ve'Rabbe Oikerorim. Rav Yosef was a Sinai, he had lots of knowledge, lots of brises and mishnas. Rabbi was more of a mefalbel or Ikerori. They needed to have a Rosh Hashiva. Who they going to pick? Sholchu le'osam. They sent the Eretz Yisrael. What is better? Sinai v'Ikerorim. Eize man koidem. Sholchu lehu. Sinai koidem. Sinai should come first. Rabbi should come first. She'akoi le'tzrichim le'morech chite. Everyone needs the wheat, even though that wheat, everyone needs. Afal pikein. Lo kibel olav Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef, that he was the Sinai, he didn't want to accept it. Because the Choizim B'Koichovim told them, Malkas Tartin Shnin. You're going to come and be a Rosh Hashiva for 2 years. So he said, I'm going to be for 2 years and then I'm going to die. So let me come and push it off. Molach Rabbe Esri V'Tartin Shnin. Rabbe was a thing for how long? For 22 years. Molach. And what's the 22 years? Because Rabbe was at the time, he was 18 years old. The Gemara says in Moed Katan that Rabbe and Abaya was from where? From Mi Eli Korsu. And the Bnei Eli, they had Eli HaKohen. And Eli HaKohen got punished, right? Shmuel Hanavi tells them that they should die young. But if they came, so the Gemara says, Rabbe, because they were from Bnei Eli, he was Oisik Batoiro, he lived till 14. He was Oisik Batoiro, B'Gmilus Chasadim, he lived till 60. So he was 18 years old, he became Rosh Hashiva. Now, till the age of 40, 22 years, he was Rosh Hashiva. Then, Rav Yosef Tarti Shnin Upalge. But then, after that, Rabbi Yosef was a Rosh Hashiva for how long? 2.5. 1 second, we thought only 2 years. Because he came and he pushed the shore, he pushed it, also a shore, he came and he got the extra half a year. And these 2 years, the 22 years where he was a Rosh Hashiva Rabbi, Rav Yosef even, he didn't want to have a sroa at all. He didn't have anything, even make his dam. You call it someone to come and take out blood letter? Letting.
Blood letter. He's called a blood letter.
Okay, blood didn't come to his house. Some say, so there's lots and lots of Meforshim over here explain what it means. Some say that because he was Zoiche, that he didn't have any illness for 22 years. That time they believed that the illness comes in the blood, and they take out blood. So he didn't have any illness because he was Mevater. Some say he didn't want to have any srore. Mimele, he didn't call him. That's what Rashi says. Rashi says he didn't want to have any srore. He would go to the doctor. He would. The Sam Meforshim say he was Zoiche. Says the Gemara weiter. ואומר רב אבינה לוי, מה ידכסיב? יעמך אשר ביועצו, יסגב חושם אלוהי יעקב. ויעקב? ולא אלוהיקי אברהם, ויצחק. מכאן לבעל הקוירו, שייכונס בעובר של קוירו. If you're asking someone to come and to help you to schlep something, and it's a very wide beam, and it goes a little bit narrow. So what are you going to tell them? You should have the heavy part. I'm going to take the easy part. No, the other way around. Because you'll be... So Klal Yisrael are called Klal Yisrael because Yaakov. So when we come to daven, we should daven Elokei Yaakov. And not, ואומר רב אבינה לוי כל הנהנה מסעודת תלמיד חכם, שתלמיד חכם שורים בסויחו, כאילו נהנה מזיו שכינו, שנאמר, וירא אהרון, וכל זקני ישראל לאכול לחם עם חויסן מוישה לפני אלוקים. Where's Moshe? Because Moshe Rabbeinu was serving them. שם. וכי לפני אלוקים אוכלו, והלא לפני מוישה אוכלו, ולא יאמר לו כל הנהנה מסעודת שתלמיד חכם שורים בסויחו, כאילו נהנה מזיו השכינו. ואומר רב אבינה לוי, הנפטר מחברוי, על יום אלוהי לך בשלום, אלו לך לשלום. שהרי ישראל שאומר לו למשה לך לשלום, או לא והצליח. דוד שאומר לו לאבשלום, לך בשלום, או לך ונתלה. Avshalom came, he fought against David, and that's what Rashi brings beforehand. Avshalom was doichek es ashor. He wanted to come and to be a king before the time, and there's a matter who says that Avshalom, he would be zoichet to come and to have the kingdom if he would not come and take it for himself. If he would not come and take it for himself, he would come and be Zaycha to have the kingdom. But because he was Doichek Esashor, he lost everything, and that's Leich Beshalom, and that's Doichek. Yeah. Says the Gemara. Ve'omar Rab Avin Alevi. Hanifta min Ames al Yom Lech Leshalom, Lech Beshalom, Shenemar, Ve'atov Elavasecho, Beshalom, because that's the final step, that's the final destination, that's Beshalom. Omar Levi Barchie, Ayoytzim Bisakneses. V'nichnas lebeis HaMedrash. No, beforehand there was no thing. Fakir, some ask the Shaila, we find many other places in the Torah, it says over there, Yaakov Avinu, no? Shavti B'Sholom, right? Beisavi. So what's B'Sholom? I saw someone says that it only started from Avshalom. From then it started, the B'Sholom. There's many terutzim. I think of Chaim Kanievsky and Taimi the Korbi is a few terutzim. But yeah, alright, that's a good thing. Says the Gemara. Omar Alei Barchia, Yoitzi Bisaknezer Nichan Zebisa Medrash, Ve'oisek Batoiro, Zoichu Mekabel Pnei Shchino Shenemar, Yelchu Mechail El Chail, Yiroel Kelokim Betzion. Omar Rab Chie, Barashi, Omar Rav, Tamid Chachom Ein Lo Menucha, Lo Yivoy Lo Mazeh, Ve'oloi Be'oi Lo Mabor Shenemar. Let's talk about the Tamid Chachom, Yelchu Mechail El Chail, Yiroel Kelokim Betzion. Nebuch on them, what's that? They don't have Menucha? What's a pshat over here? They have no Menucha. We know that Lo Sid Lovoi is Yom Shekulo Shabbos Menucha L'Chai Oilomim. That's Lo Sid Lovoi. That's the Menucha. What's the pshat over there? They don't have Menucha. That is the Menucha. We can't come and learn. I still want a pshat because the pshat is the Gemara says, right? Oguro the Gemara Yevomis. Daf Tzadik Vov. That's Tzadik Zayin. Gemara says Oguro Holech Oilomim. Chiev Shal Logu B'Shnei Oilomim. You can live in two. Says the Gemara Elu Tzadikim. And what? When you come and say Siv Soisov Doive Voiz Bekever, you come and say a Shmuel B'Shmom in this world. So these Talmidei Chacham don't have a menucha. Lo Yivoy Lo Mazeh, because they're all done the learning. And you put them in the ground, they also have no menucha. People are learning their Torahs, and then they're so they have no menucha. They're still busy the whole time. Okay. So they go, Omar Rab Chie, Omar Rab Lozo, Omar Rab Chanina. Talmidei Chachamim marbim sholoim boilom. שנאמר, וכל בונייך לימודי השם, ורב שולם בונייך, אל תיקר בונייך, אלו בונייך, שולם רוב לעבוד ישראל סכה. So let's speak a few words. This should be as we said, a few words for the siyam. Okay, for the siyam. Just a few words. Yeah, so we see over here, in Masechet Brachos Bechlal, we finish Masechet Brachos, we see the inyan of Achdus, Shalom Boilam, and the whole Masechet Brachos is talking about the inyan of Tefillah. Brachos, right? Brachos, Tefillah. You know, the Gemara says in Shabbos, the Chobeis, V'oyo emunos yitechol, choisin Yeshuas, chochma v'das. What's emunas? Emunas is Zoim. And now, basically, we finish also Masechet is Seder Zoim. There's no Bavli on Peyet, Mai, and the Hemshech. We, Me'at Hashem, tomorrow morning, we're going to start Masechet Shabbos, that's Seder of, we saw the Zmanim, the Seder of Zmanim is Moyed. And Emunah, how we do the Emunah Befoyal? Befoyal, the Emunah is Tefillah. These two inyonim of Achdus and Tefillah, we could combine them together, we will see, is also the inyan of the Mahus, as we could look of Purim. The Yom Tov, what we just think. So first of all, as we see, what's the Shalom Boilam? So, Chasam Sefer says, Talmidei Chachamim Marbim Shalom Boilam. If you look at the Talmidei Chachamim, the biggest Bali Machloikes. If you start from the Mishnah, Rabbi Shammai, Beis Hillel, Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Lozo. How many Machloikesim? Go to the Gemara. Abaye, Rove, Rab, Shmuel, Rabbi Tarfon. The whole time, Machloikesim. You go to the Rishonim, the Rambam, the Raive, the Ra'or, the Rashba, the Ritva, the Ramban, the Milchames. The whole time, the Achronim, the Ktsois, the Nesivas, the Mecham. That's the thing. Says the Chasam Sofer. Rabbi Shalom sends down every day amount of Machloikes in the world, 100. Probably 1,000, I don't know. The amount we see is maybe 10,000. There's an amount of Machloikes the Rabbi Shalom sends down a year, a day, a week, I don't know, to the world. The Rabbi Shalom comes and says, okay, today will be, let's say, 1,000, 100 Machloikes. The Chachamim, they come, and they take out of the 170 or 50 Machloikesim. So what happens? The rest of the world has only left 50, because the Talmidei Chachamim took away the 50. Talmidei Chachamim Marbim Shalom Bo'olam. And the rest of the world have Shalom because the Talmidei Chachamim, they use the Machloikes for their things. As we can see also in the Siyam, we say over there Rav Pope, right? Rav Pope had 10 children. There's over there how many children Rav Pope had. There's, if you look in the Shas, I saw once 53, someone says 53. The Shas says the same Rav Pope or not the same Rav Pope, but we see over here, Chanina Rav Pope, Roma Rav Pope, Suchov Rav Pope, Nachum Rav Pope, Achoya Rav Pope, lots of Rafrom, Rochi, Suchov, Ade, right? Lots of different sons of Rav Pope. 10 sons of Rav Pope. What's the Indian? I saw once a very interesting thought. He says Rav Pope would always try to make Shalom, Achdus, between the Amoraim who have the Machloikes. 10 places in Shas, we find Rav Pope comes and tells us to do like both of them. So if we're going to try, let's try to challenge ourselves. Where do we find it in Shas? We have 4 places in Brachos, no? Where do we have in Brachos? Oh, where? Where do we have it? So let's start. We had it 4 times in Brachos. The first time we had in Daf Yud Aleph on base. Right? You remember the Gemara says over there about the bracha of Divrei Torah. Says the Gemara, Omar Rishon Bar Yudeh, La Asik B'Divrei Torah, Omar Rabbi Yochanan, Ve'arev No Hashem Lekenu Divrei Torah Yisrael B'Finu. Right? Rabbi Yochanan Messiah Bo, Ve'arev No Hashem Lekenu Divrei Torah Yisrael B'Israel. Omar Rav Amnune, Zeu Me'ule Shel HaBrachos. Says Rabbi Kiva Eiger over there, Omar Rav Pope, the gears of him is not Rav Amnune, Rav Pope, Lefikach Neimu Letarvayu.
We had that a few times.
And then we have another 3 times in Haroye, in Daf Nun Tes Amud Aleph. The Gemara says, "My birkas hakeshes." Says the Gemara, "Zoicher abris." B'masniset tone, Omar Rabbi Shmuel ben Noi shel Rabbi Yochanan ben Broiko. No, Zoicher abris. Nemo bebris. Ekar ma'amoroi. Omar Rabbi Yochanan, Omar Rav Pope. Lefikach nemo Zoicher abris. U mekayem b'ma'amoroi. Then we had the Nun Tes Amud Beis.
Borei the Fashas, wasn't it?
Not Borei the Fashas.
Wasn't that something to do with?
So the Gemara says about Nun Tes Amud Beis beforehand. We also maybe you remember it from Tiny Daf Amud Beis. That's why you think. The Gemara says over there about right? Says the Gemara over there. Mesayim Rabbi Yochanan. Ilu fnim al shiro kayom nishel nirukalois. Roi v'oidois. Omar lei roi v'oidois v'lo yikol oidois. Elo o keila oidois. Omar Rav Pope lefikach limut arvayu. Roi v'oidois v'o keila oidois. That's the thing. Then we have in Samach Amud Beis, as the Gemara says, when you go out to the Beis HaKisah, what do you say? Asher Yotza, Sodom Chalolim Chalolim. Says the Gemara, Omar Rav, Roi Fechoilim, Messiah Roi Fechoilim, Omar Rav Shmuel, V'chikatzrei, the whole world is Choilim. Elo, Roi Fechol Bosor. Omar Rove Umaflilas, so Omar Popel, Lefikach Nemer Tavai, Roi Fechol Bosor Umaflilas. So we had already how many? 4 in Brachos. We have in Masechet Shabbos, we have 1. Now, Chofa Medalev. The Gemara says over there about the Eitz Yechidi. What you have to light Erev Shabbos in order to be already lit, and it's called already lit in Shabbos, and you could use it. The Gemara says Eitz Yechidi, Omar Rav, how much it has to be lit before Shabbos? Roiv Ruboy. Says the Gemara ve'amrele Roiv Hekeifoy. Omar Rav Popel Lefiko Hilkach Roiv Hekeifoy ve'Roiv Rochboy. Say both. So we have already 5 times. Then we have a Gemara in Megillah. Oh, this is Mamish. The Gemara says, what bracha you make after the Megillah? Says the Gemara, Messiah Bo. Okay, la Moishia. Okay, la Moishia. Omar Rav Popel, lefikach leimut avayu. Okay, la Nifro Lonu. Okay, la Moishia. Also Nifro Lonu. Also okay, la Moishia. That's the already. We have 6 times.
6. That's 6.
Yeah, that's 6. The Gemara is not Megillah. Then we have the Gemara in
10.
Soite. Right? The Gemara in Soite, Daf Mem, the Gemara says, Moidim. The Chazan says, Moidim. What do we say? Says the Gemara, Moidim, Anachim, the Gemara brings all kinds of Amirai. I don't remember the names of the Amirai. Each one adds. It says, the other one says, Lechatzot Kochecho. The other one says, right? The Gemara says, all adding. It says the Gemara, Lefikach Omar Pope, Lefikach Neimru Lekulhu. We come and say all of it. So we have already 7.
How many shots again?
There's more. The emphasis is more than 10, but let's go through 10. There's more than 10. What's there? That's the vote.
It's a 10 sign.
So we have 7. Let's go through. There's a Gemara in Chulin. Gemara in Chulin Daf Memvav. The Gemara says over there about Rabbe v'Rav Yosef. It came over there. The soldiers came to Pumbedisa. Al Kulei Rabbe v'Rav Yosef meets them Rab Zeire. Says Arikusu. Your people are refugees. You're running away. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to tell you a din. Moroshomu, there's a din nital ha-koved, if the liver was removed, but there's left over there a kezais, so the beim is kosher. Says over there, Rab Zeire, kezai shomu b'mokoi moro, a place next to the liver that's called moro, is very bitter, mokoi moro. Says the Gemara, Rab Ade bar Ave Omar, b'mokoi chayusa. Not b'mokoi moro, b'mokoi chayusa, which still could live. Omar Rav Pope, Hilkach, b'mokoi moro, u b'mokoi chayusa. Both places. 8. We have another Gemara in Chulin. The Gemara in Chulin Daf Samach Vav, the Gemara tells us, the Gemara Samachei. Samachei Madal, the Gemara tells us about Chagovim, locust. What's the symbol of Chagovim? Arba Raglaim, right? Kartzulim, and Knof of Choifim es Ruboy. Says the Gemara, Omar Rav, Ruboy, what's the Ruboy? So Roiv Hekeifoy. Says Amrelo, Roiv Orkoi. Says Rav Pope, Lefikach, Roiv Hekeifoy, Roiv Orkoi. Both of them we need. The last one is also in Chulin. The 10th one, also in Chulin. About, the Gemara says over there, in Be'ima Maksho, and Daf Vov, the Gemara says in Be'ima Maksho that there is a din when there is a bone sticking out of the animal. So if the bone, right, bone sticking out, and there's baso choife oleo, a bit of skin covering it, right? Nechpo be'oyer. So what's going to be the din? So the Gemara says how much it has to stick out, ruboy or roiv hekeifoy? How much has to stick out from the bone? Says Rav Pope, Hilkach, both of them. Rav Pope always came and did achdes. He was zoiche. We should come and say him and see him because the Indian is achdes. I saw in Moyer Dikevod and Chiddush Avod this week in Moyer Vashomish. Moyer Vashomish says what was the Amalek. So we know first of all that Purim, right? What Haman comes and says, Yesh lo'am mefurod u'mefoirod beinamin. This is a nation of theirs is scattered. They don't live together. Says the Monos Alevi. Why are we giving Mishlach Monos? There's two main reasons. The Tumas Hadesh and the person should have what to eat in the Suda. And the Monos Alevi, Rav Shlomo HaKabetz, the Baal Mechaber Lechadoidi says, because leharboy sa'avo acho v'reis, to increase love, friendship, harmony between Klal Yisrael. That's the point. Says the Moyer Vashomish. We look at Amalek. He says, first of all, he goes on the Me'il, but then he goes in, Zochar Sharosah Lecha Amalek. He says, Amalek, what they came and they done is Pirud in Klal Yisrael. Klal Yisrael, what that time, till that time, they were an Ahave. Ahave, he says, is 13. 13, he says, that's the Shem that gives the Ahave to Klal Yisrael, that's the Shem that gives Shefa to Klal Yisrael. Yud Gimel Midas, he says, Yud Gimel Dikne Kadisha, I don't know exactly what it means, but it's a certain Shefa what comes out to Klal Yisrael. That's the Ahave, he says, therefore, the Koyanim, when they say, why the Marich Be'avo? He says because that's the one mechaven. Probably today people they do it because their father done it and their father done it. But the first one that started to say because they knew that over there don't leak the Shem HaKodesh. So they came with the Marich. Ahavo, that's the thing. He says Amalek, he came with Kireres Ambatyo. He came, there was a chamimus of love and friendship, and that what Amalek came and he done krirus, cold, that everyone should be cold to each other, not to do ahava. He says if you look at Amalek, what's the gematria Amalek? 240. Rom. Person is an agaive. He's living in a certain 40, you say? 40. Gaive. Yeah, he's a Bal Gaive. That's bad something they came. He says a person when he comes and he loves someone else, why? Because he sees his chesronis, and the Ger Saramban says. You look, other person Mailand, right? The Rav Melech Lijan says, Ad Rabbe V'Sei Belibeinu, right? They have a song on this, I know. You should see your own chesronis, and you see the other person's milas. That brings a person to friendship, right? That's what they say. That the person, I saw once a person said, there's an expression, the Chatzia Kosa Meleha. Right, the full half cup. Well, who sees the full half? Who sees the empty half? Depends where you're looking at. If you look from the top to the bottom, you see first the empty half. But if you look from the bottom to the top, you're going to see first the full. Depends where you look. If a person looks lema'alo, he says that's kasher yorim Moshe the Govar Yisrael. What's lema'alo? They're looking lema'alo. What's the lema'alo? What's the point of looking lema'alo? The lema'alo is to look everyone. He's bigger than me. He's bigger than me. That's something. He says Zohar Shalom Salach Amalek Shaychos today. Amalek wanted to come and give gaiva to each one. Pirud, krirus, he shouldn't be together. And then what HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and says, Zeicher Amalek. Let's take the word Zeicher. How much is Zeicher? 227. 240. From the Amalek, Timche. Let's write out the 227. We are left with 13 Ahave. We have to get rid of the 13 to get to the Ahave between Klal Yisrael. That is Be'etzem, as we say. And that's when we're going back. He says there's a different word of Hashem, Pasal Mishpatim. He says, "Ve'avatem Hashem Elokeichem." Why it says Belosh Rabim? Because the person who wants to be zoicher to all the brachot says later on in Sukkim has to be be tzibu, is a minion, and then he says beroiv hom hadras melech. The person davens beroiv hom hadras melech. What's hadras melech? So we learn hoid ve'odor, the beauty. He says hadras also Meloshin hodar abaye. You retract. If a Kosh who had the gzeira and you want the Rebbe to retract from gzeira, he daven beroiv hom. Hadras Melech, you come because that's the Roivom. If you together, so then Hadras Melech, you daven in a tefillah and a minyan. That's Be'etzem. We're going to the next point of tefillah. So another 2 minutes. The tefillah is Be'etzem the whole essence of Purim, right? As the Rambam says, Sefer HaMitzvahs, HaKotzor, on the end, he says that what is Purim? Lehoidia, ledoyros haboim, she'emes ma sheivtichonu b'toiro. Ki כי מי גוי גודל אשר אלוקים קרויבי אליו, וכל קוראינו אליו. Right? That's what the Rambam says. לא ידיע לדויוס הבוים, שאמס הוא מה שהבטיחונו בתוירו, ומי גוי גודל כאשר אלוקים וכל קוראינו אליו. That's בעצם לא ידיע. If you look at the story of Purim, you see the tefillah didn't really help. Let's go through just Esther. She hears the karoz over there shouting, they're looking for the king for a new queen. So the first thing she hides, she doesn't want, she doesn't, please, dude, they shouldn't take me. What happens? Vatilokach Esther el Beis HaMelech. Vatilokach, Baal Kocho, she's taken. Then she comes, she davens, okay, please, they shouldn't notice me, they should see me, they should say, Rakroika straight away, we can't, straight away out. What happened? Vayeshanel v'esnaro Yisrael toy Beis HaMelech lo bikshol dovo. She didn't ask for anything, Vayeshanel. Suddenly there's protection for her. She goes, she skips the line. She skips the line. She comes, she davens, okay, now, anything with the only the Hashverosh shouldn't look at me, should just say, I don't like her, I don't want her. What happens? Vayeh v'melech mikol hanoshim, v'yisochein v'chesed le'aponav, mikol ha'besulos, vayem lichot tachas Vashti. Exactly what she davens happens the opposite. She says, not only, there's a proof that the Rebbeinu Shalom is there, listening to her, because how he knows to do everything just opposite. Must be, he's listening to her. Well, there's what's happening. Everything what she's davening, that is Purim. A person comes and davens sometimes, he thinks they're not listening. But then when we see the whole story, the Hester, then we find it. I'm just going to finish with the Moyodik and Maisa. A story, I don't think I said it over here. A story what happened in Philadelphia a few years ago. Was a boy, comes from a very, 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 not even a home that, I don't know if they keep anything like half reform, nothing. They never heard about Yiddishkeit ever. The boy comes to the age of 13. He decides, he comes to his father, he says, I want an Orthodox bar mitzvah. How do you know? I read on the internet, I know what it is. I want to have an Orthodox. What? You crazy? We don't. I want an Orthodox bar mitzvah. The father tries to tell you, I'm going to get you the Xbox, I'm going to get you a fancy bike. He's a clever boy. Keeps quiet, gets the Xbox, gets the bike. 2 days later, he's again nagging. I want my bar mitzvah, I want my bar mitzvah. Gets it, the father goes and gets somehow it's a telephone for him. Man, he calls him up, you might learn with my son. Okay. The man asks the boy, how you got want a bar mitzvah, a regular bar mitzvah? What's wrong with you? Then I want to tell you, 2 years ago, I was 11 years old. It's just me and my sister, my family. It's quite boring. I wanted to have another young brother. I come and I promised, I said, God, if you exist, please send me a young brother. How I will know that this came from my davening and you sent it to me, if you will be born on my birthday, that's a sign you exist. So he has a new what happened. Tell him, yeah, it was 5 days earlier, but that's good enough for me. You can have a mistake of 5 days. I forgive 5 days is good enough for me. I forgive. Okay, the Gemara was very impressed by this story. He comes, he tells him, okay, give me the details. He writes down everything. He comes the next morning, he tells him, I checked it up. You checked and the Goyish calendar. I checked in the Jewish calendar, it's exactly the same day. Sometimes we daven and daven and daven, and we think the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't help us. We're looking at the wrong calendar. We just have to see the right calendar, and then we see the whole story. So let's finish the Gemara. Omar, Rab Lozo, Omar Rab Chanina, Talmidei Chacham, Imam Yisholem Boilom, Shenemar V'chol Bonoich Limudei Hashem, V'Rab Sholem Bonoich. And the Goyen says that this Bonoich is the fourth time in Shas what we finish in the same. The Goyen in Reinoyam. We finish the Masechet with this Memor Chazal, and this is Bono. Sorry, Bonoich, his base is Brochas, Nun is Nazir, Yud is Yevamis, and Kof is Krisis. And the Bonoich, and that's Keneged, Sholem ben Odom leChavero, Yisholem ben Odom leIshto, Yisholem ben Odom leAtzmo, Yisholem ben Odom leBoiroi. Is the look over there in the Rabbi Yaakov Entlinger in Orach Loner, what he brings it down. Says the Gemara, Sholem Rav Lav Yisrael, Osech v'Elenu Yisrael, Yehi Sholem b'Chelech, Shalvo be'armen oisoich, Leman achai v'Reya yadamo no Sholem boch, Leman beis Hashem lekeinu avak shatoiv loch, Adonai oiz lamoyitein, Adonai vorech, esamoy bashol loim. Hadron aloch, Horoye uslikol Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Horoye uslikol Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Horoye uslikol Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, Oy bal modei ve loy bal modos, Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, Oy bal modei ve loy bal modos. Hadron aloch Maseches Broches, 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 Oil was it, Hanina Papa, Romero Papa, Nacho Papa, Moyo Papa, Rafa Papa, Rojo Papa, Soho Papa, Adaba Papa, Lowa Papa, I am not the lady, London, die is weg alleen dat ze gewoon dat ze zelf door die liep dan van je weet oilo la is nog dat het die jas niet voor gaat daar in Nederland de nu krijgen om in zelf wel mooi van van de familie we zien ze samen gezien je ze samen met samen gezien je kon niet zo misschien de euro misschien door meteen kon nou ik heb het gaan de euro melim en ook kan het gaan wat we gaan naar boven je wat we zeggen ze nemen wat we zeggen ze echt twee dingen die hebben gevolgd wat we gaan ja, precies zo van insane zoals we gaan dat zijn net zo van we zijn nu aan het praten Benny, who's saying the Kaddish? Who's saying the Kaddish? Benny should decide to say the Kaddish. Who's saying the Kaddish? Wat was your meaning?
Tomorrow 11:30. Yeah, tomorrow 11:30.
Don't forget the big Masechet Shabbos. Shkoyach.
Mazel tov.